us. Here, I'll play the video.
This is up to a 245% tariffs on all imports to the United States as a result of that 125 that is announced earlier. I want to go first to Siddhant Mishra, who joins us with more details. Siddhant, clearly no end to this back and forth between US and China.
Hell yeah, Trump, hold your ground.
Almost nearing a trade war, at least between the two nations, it seems.
Trade war has broken.
Now China wants to go to 256%. Don't worry, Trump's going to handle China the right way.
Okay.
Trump wrote the book, The Art of the Deal. Don't forget that.
Okay, don't have a very clear line with Siddhant. We'll go across to him in just a bit. But this is President Donald Trump hiking tariffs on Chinese goods to 245%. Like I said, before this, the big number we learned of was China retaliating with 125% levy of US goods entering China. And while Donald Trump has decided to go easy on the other trading partners of the United States
because they
for
made
90 days, that's when a lot of negotiations are going to take place. Clearly no exemption for China is why we're seeing this kind of a retaliation and a counter-retaliation now on part of the United States. That's all we could pack for you for now. Heading to a very short break. We'll be right back with lots more. Another one. This is as far as the Trump tariff war is concerned. China is now facing up to a 245% tariff on imports to the United States as a result of its retaliatory action. So this is once again a big piece of news coming in. We've been tracking the back and forth between China and the United States the last few days. Do remember in the latest, China retaliated with the 125% tariff for US goods entering China, and it was just last week that Donald Trump announced a 90-day pause on higher tariffs on all countries except China.
That
needs to be noted here. And as a result of the same, we see this particular move by China. China, we're being told, faces up to a 245% tariffs on all imports to the United States as a result of that 120.
China's going to fuck around and find out. All the other countries came to the negotiation table. Trump's got them balls with China, and he's going to show them we're going to get made in America again, and we're going to hurt their economy horribly because we're going to making shit here in the USA again. That's why I like President Trump. He shows people who's boss.
That it announced earlier. I will go across to Siddhant Mishra, who joins us with more details. Siddhant, clearly no end to this back and forth between US and China.
Joyce Liu, you're fucking psychotic, by the way.
War, at least between the two nations.
Hey, what's up, Richard Phillips? I haven't seen you pop up in a while. Why? Trump needs to why don't you want to see Made in America again, Richard Phillips? That'll be good, having things made in America. They're made with good quality. Oh, America first, good. Yeah, I agree with you. Thank you, Richard Phillips. You are 100% correct.
This is President Donald Trump hiking tariffs on China.
This is a real
245%.
Trump is a real boss.
Before this, the big number.
And he's the first president that has the balls to stand up to China like this. Obama talked about it. He never did it. Fucking Bill Clinton is the one that gave China our balls with the free trade agreement. And that's why everything became, including craftsman tools, started getting made in China, which were formerly made in the USA. And it all boils down to what Bill Clinton did with the free trade agreement.
He learned of was China retaliating with the 125% levy of
Trixie
US
Prospect.
goods
Oh, you haven't been on here for a while.
And
Let's read
while
your comment.
Donald Trump...
Trixie said, hold on, the Chinese workers aren't suffering. Yeah, they are suffering. They're stuck with a bunch of goods they can't sell. Hold on, what did you say? Stupid alarms. The Chinese, hold on, sorry. You say, the Chinese aren't suffering. Well, they will be. The people, right, China itself won't be suffering, but the people who are stuck on their product that they can't sell are. They won't. You can't even define what's a tariff or what they mean. Yeah, I can. The interesting Pakistan said, tariffs are basically what all the other countries have been doing to us for years now. And now we're finally having the balls to do it back to them for once. Because we got a president that's actually got some balls and isn't a scared little pussy bitch like Obama, or isn't fucking half out of it like Joe Biden. It also costs 20 times to make here. The workers are going to suffer. No, you're wrong, because actually a lot of the plants they're reopening are actually going to be able to, for one, it'll give more money to people in America instead of giving people overseas a job, which will in turn give Americans more money to spend in our country instead of giving Chinese more money to spend in their country, and we're going to start making shit here again. You're wrong, Trixie. You're wrong on that. Richard Phillips,
easy
elaborate.
On the other trading partners of the United States for 90 days.
Oh, our future U.S. citizen just can't. Oh, here, wait. Our future U.S. citizen from Canada commented. Let's see what he had to say. What's a tariff, dude? You don't even know. A tariff is like a tax on goods imported from a country. So a tariff is pretty much what China has been doing to us. And with Bill Clinton's free trade agreement, they wouldn't even sell our cars in their country, and their shit in their country. And they were only fucking selling shit to us. But if we did sell something to China, they bought it without any tax on it. It's kind of like a tax and tariff. And fucking the shit that's coming in from China, they've been doing it since the Bill Clinton free trade agreement, where the tariffs have been getting fucking raped on Americans from China. I know what a
Clearly
tariff
no
is.
exemption for China is why we're seeing this kind of a retaliation and a counter-retaliation now on part of the United States. That's all we could pack for you for now. Heading to a very short break. We'll be right back with
Don't
lots
even know.
more.
Yeah, I do. I just explained what a tariff
This is as far as the Trump tariff war is concerned. China
It's basically putting like a tax on goods imported from other countries.
States as a result of its retaliatory actions.
That's
So
what a
once
tariff
again,
is.
A big piece of news coming in. We've been tracking the back and
know
forth
what a
between
tariff
China
is.
and the United States the last few days. Do remember in the latest, China retaliated with the 125% tariff
China's
for
gonna
US
lose
goods
this
entering
war
China, and it
horribly.
was just last week that
Because we're going to, in
Donald
6
Trump
months to a
announced
year,
90-day
all
pause
these
on
factories will
higher
come
tariffs on
back
all
on
countries
online.
except
And there's not going to be as many factory workers because AI is going to be doing a lot of the human work. But there'll still be workers. You're going to need people to fix those AI robots. That's where the IT department comes
China.
in.
That needs to be
American
noted
IT,
here. And as
not
a result of
fucking
the same, we see
Chinese
this
companies.
particular move by China. China, we're being told, faces up to a 245%
America's gonna make
tariffs on all
China
imports to the
hurt
United
more
States.
than we're gonna hurt.
As a result, at 125,
Trump's gonna make China
that is
hurt
announced
more than
earlier. I
we're
want to go
gonna
across to Siddhant Mishra, who joins us with more details. Siddhant, clearly no end to this back and forth between US and China.
Damn right.
In the almost
They didn't want
near
to come to the negotiating table? All right, we're going to go with them harder.
Right, trade war had
Good job, President Trump.
long impact in the two.
Shithead was in Chicago yesterday. Let's go, Brandon. He was probably visiting the other Let's Go, Brandon.
Okay, don't have a very clear line with Siddhant. We'll go across to him in just a bit. But this is President Donald Trump hiking tariffs on Chinese goods to 245%. Like
Good
I said
job, Trump.
before
You
this,
stand
the
your
big number
ground.
we learned of was
Just
China
like with that
retaliating
Nigerian
with
immigration worker, how I had to
25%
stand
levy
my
of
ground.
US goods entering China.
At the Marine base.
And
Yeah,
while
2 days
Donald Trump
ago.
has decided to go easy on the other trading partners of the United States for 90 days, that's when a lot of negotiations
I think
are
I'm
going
gonna
to
go back
take
there and
place.
fucking-
Clearly no exemption
I
for
think we're
China.
gonna go
is
back
why
there today
we're
real
seeing
quick.
this
We're gonna
kind
try
of
to
a
get there a little
retaliation
earlier.
and a counter-retaliation now on part of the United States. That's all we could pack for you for now. Heading to a very short break. We'll be right back with lots more. Another one. This is as far as the Trump tariff war is concerned. China is now facing up to a 245%
Good, Trump.
tariff
Good
on
job.
imports to the United States as a result
Right,
of its
this is just playing on
retaliatory
repeat.
actions. So this is once again a big piece of news coming in. We've been tracking the back and forth between China and the United States last few days. Do remember in the latest, China retaliated with the 125% tariff for US goods entering China, and it was just last week that Donald Trump announced a 90.
Ooh, what's this?
What if is a symptom that torments individuals with OCD?
Alright, they ain't paying me unless they were paying me to run that. We're not saying who that company is. Obsessive compulsive disorder.
Do manufacturing here. There's going to be.
Hell yeah, we're gonna start manufacturing shit in America again. That's what's up. Good job, President Trump. That's me clapping.
Thank you, Mark.
Well, Mr. President,
Laughing at
one
cheap
of the
cheeks.
most important things I believe that you'll achieve in your presidency is
And that girl Joyce Liu is psychotic, by the way. She's like literally, I'll post a screenshot of the other next thing she said on my post, but that bitch is fucking literally out of her fucking mind.
Jobs and factories and pillars of our national.
Hey, do y'all want to see fucking me go back to the Marine base today and ask more Venezuelans how they feel about the President Trump being president? Because yesterday and, well, 2 days ago, I know we got a pretty good positive feedback from a Venezuelan. Yesterday, I think we got positive feedback from another Venezuelan. I know the communication barrier was kind of messed up with Google Translate yesterday. But that should be a law. For you to be a U.S. citizen, you should be forced to learn American. I shouldn't have to be forced to learn fucking Spanish when I'm an American and we're in America. That should be part of the rule of becoming a citizen. You should have to know to speak English fluently.
That's what led to this meeting, and we'll wait for him to come back from it.
But should it be? They wouldn't cater in another country to me if I couldn't speak their language. But America, we're going to cater to other people who can't speak our language. Fuck that.
Taking back their citizens. Every country in the world has to take back people that are illegally in another country.
And that's why those Venezuelans sent that plane to fucking Seacock, because those are the people they let out of prison. They didn't want them back.
And we've also found cooperation.
That's Venezuela's fault that with that those people went to Seacock, not fucking Trump's. I guess fucking what's the name of the fucking Maduro of Venezuela, the president of Venezuela, Maduro. I guess he should have took his people back if he didn't want his people going back to fucking Seacock.
Actually under your executive order, if you come to this country,
the El Salvadorian jail,
and study and get a degree. If you come here to like vandalize a library, take over a campus, and do all kinds of
get rid of them fucking retarded fucking college kids.
We're going to continue to do it. So when we
they're
identify
protesting for
like
Hamas,
we take away
the ones that kill and rape
no one's
babies
entitled to a
and
student
children
visa.
and women.
The press covers student visas like there's some sort of birthright. No,
right?
A student visa is like me inviting you.
You tell them,
home.
Man.
If you come into my home and put all kinds of crap on my couch, I'm going to kick you out of my house.
I'm my great granddaddy. I'm my great granddaddy.
That's what we're doing with our country, thanks to the president. And last but not least, very important.
Thank you, President Trump.
Pam and I were very excited. The finest higher education institution
Please
in the
don't
United States,
let
University
me
of Florida, is also now the national champion in basketball.
About
You'll host them
Joyce.
here soon.
I'll put Joyce's mouth. Joyce will get talked about all the time in my mouth from now on.
Well, thank you very much.
Joyce is going to come out of my mouth multiple times per day and vomit. Because she's psychotic and she's out of her fucking mind. Oh, wait, let me pause this. And Joyce, I got the screenshots of Joyce. She's trying to use her government position, which is highly illegal and against the Constitution, to try to silence and put in fear a U.S. civilian, me, to try to put me in fear of my free speech. She's trying to use her government position, Joyce, to fucking threaten me with her abuse of her government power to silence my free speech. That's highly illegal and that's damn near treason, by the way, Joyce. And I got the screenshots too, in case you do try pulling some shit like that. And I'm gonna post them on YouTube. You guys can see them. They'll be in the post area.
So I don't see anything unusual today.
We're gonna make more whole episodes on Joyce. In fact, Joyce Liu, the psychotic Batman villain Democrat. That's what we're gonna call her. Because all these Democrats look like fucking Batman villains.
Beyond anybody, nobody. How people stood for it, sitting in my position, is not even believable. And we're talking about
For real,
many
Trump.
presidents, not just. But they did, and all we're doing is in shape. We're resetting the table, and I'm sure
Good
that
job.
we'll be able to get along very well. I have great respect.
You
for
have to
President Xi.
pay
He's
for
been-
running your
In
mouth.
a true sense, he's been a friend of
Or are
mine.
you, Joyce, are you wonderful, Joyce? Wonderful? Go ahead, try it. Because I got all the screenshots. I'm running my mouth on truth, Joyce. I saw your Facebook page. You're spewing a bunch of fake propaganda, fucking CNN fake news shit. I already saw your Facebook page, Joyce. I've been all over you, Joyce. Ever since you made my aunt block me because of your fear that you're gonna try to use your fucking government position to threaten a U.S. civilian speaking his right to freedom of free speech. I hope Elon Musk fires you soon, Joyce. Elon Musk, if you ever see my channel, there's a lady named Joyce Liu on Facebook. Fire that bitch. She's a wasteful employee. And in her, according to her messages, she claims that the government's watching her Facebook or some shit. Obviously, they're not watching it good enough because she's using her government job to threaten to silence a U.S. citizen's free speech. Obviously, they're not watching her Facebook good enough. Elon Musk needs to fire her ass.
Who was,
Oh, by the way, Elon Musk, Joyce Liu don't like you either, or Trump. One more reason to fire the bitch.
was actually, Dana White called me and he said it's
The enemy
it's the
within,
friend
Joyce
of the
Liu.
relationship of
The enemy
the
within our
fighters,
U.S. government.
UFC
That's
or
against the
one of the fighters.
Constitution and likes to
And
break
Dana's an
fucking
incredible
federal
guy.
laws
We
by using her
spoke to
government
President
position
Putin about
to
it,
threaten
and they released
fucking
the
a
young
U.S.
ballerina.
civilian's right to free
And
speech.
she's now out, and that was good.
Evil
so we
bitch,
appreciate that.
Joyce
we hope that
Liu.
we're going to be able to make a deal relatively soon with Russia and Ukraine to stop the fighting. It's so senseless. It's such a horrible thing. It would have never happened if I were president.
And yes,
But it did happen,
I did get
and,
attacked by
we were given that
Venezuelan
card.
gangs too, Joyce Liu.
And I
I'll
think
post
we're
that
gonna get
video
it. I
on
think
that
we're gonna
same
get it.
thread
Gotta
when I get
going.
some time.
We got to get it. We have
My
to
aunt
move it
still
fast.
hasn't
Likewise
unblocked me. I'm
with
not
the
finished with you,
hostages.
Joyce Liu, until you get that
making
scary ass,
progress
retarded ass
with,
shit out of my aunt's
You know,
head.
there's 59
I ain't
hostages,
afraid of
but
you.
Only 24 of them are living, and that's the way it's been presented.
Read up
to
on
me
the
by
Constitution and
mothers
you'll
of
see why.
Some of the dead mothers and fathers of some of the dead hostages, and they want the bodies of their baby, as they say, their baby, their young boys. They want them back as much as if they were alive. It's
What do you
amazing
think
because
about
when I met the hostages
anti-Trump
2 weeks ago
protesters?
here, I
Yes,
couldn't
they are
believe
very
what happened, by
obnoxious.
the way.
They're
When I met 'em, they
uneducated,
said, yeah, this
and most of them look like the thing I think the most about them is the anti-Trump protesters. The majority of them all look like fucking villains Batman would fight. Like, one looks like the Penguin, the other looks like the Joker, the other one looks like Harley Quinn. Like, they all look like Batman villains. All these people protesting Tesla and protesting Trump, they all look like evil Batman villains. They do, I'm right.
Getting them back. We have
Tell me they don't look like evil Batman villains. Some of them got green hair, like Harley
Came
Quinn.
back in pretty bad shape. Some came back, they're okay. I think they're going to be scarred mentally for a long time because if you sit down and talk to them as I have, what they went through is incredible. But we're making progress. We're dealing with Israel. We're dealing with Hamas. And it's,
The evil terrorist
a nasty
group. Yes, they are.
So
Returning dead bodies, and then it's not even the right body in the casket with the whole ceremony. Six sick people.
Well, I
And
think
they
it's
kinda
very
look like
close.
Batman
We have to
villains
have a
too,
deal with Iraq.
Hamas.
We don't want a deal that's going to be a bad
Honestly,
deal.
no, the
I could
anti-Trump
make every
protesters
deal
look
in one
even
day
more
if I
like
wanted to.
Batman villains.
Do this in all in one day. I could just say, here's what we'll do. And I was saying to the people before, to Scott, mostly to Scott and Howard, and some of the other people that work with us on the negotiations. You know, we have a lot of law firms that have paid me a lot of money in the form of legal fees with me. Probably use those firms to, if we can, I think we can, make a contribution to the country. But they're great firms, they're the best firms, the biggest, and really the most prestigious. And we may be using them to help you guys out because you're going to need a lot of lawyers. And I'm not sure Pam's going to be happy if I say, can you send over about 200 lawyers that work on trade? She's working on criminal stuff, and I think that's going to be her focus more than anything else. So we'll find out if we can do that. But we have a lot of lawyers that you've been reading about.
Pedo Joe is gone. I like that name. Hey, Harley. Hey, Harley Quinn is sexy. Easy now. Okay. Well, she looks like a bootlegged version of Harley Quinn. Okay, like a bootlegged fucking crackhead looking version. Most of them Batman villains. Or fine, I don't know. Name another female Batman villain. Catwoman. I don't know. I really can't use Catwoman either. I don't know. I can't think of fucking any hideous looking Batman villains. But they would be like the crackhead versions of Batman villains, the Democrats.
If you want to get your name
tatted on your penis, you can go to this website. I'm just playing. Sounded funny.
Well,
Trump's
that's what would
talking
happen.
again.
I mean, if we can't make the deal that we
See, he's living in a tent down by the train tracks.
or that's, you know, good
I got
for
a
both
tent down by
parties,
a river
that'd
and a
be good
tent
for
down
both
by a
parties.
van.
And then we'd go back to where we were.
Go back to the number that you announced last week.
I think so.
You wouldn't extend the pause?
Yeah. We'll have to see what
Yeah,
happens.
China
with that.
better start playing ball because they're going to start hurting.
You're considering some exemptions for companies. Can you talk about what you're considering and then also on the reciprocal tariffs?
We're going to start making our computer chips in America again. We're going to start making tools in America again. I can't wait till I start seeing more and more products that say made in America. And if I have to spend a couple more dollars to buy something made in America than China, I'd be more than happy to do that because it's giving another person in America a job and it's help supporting the American economy. Even if it means I only can buy one instead of two of something, I'd rather buy one of something made in America than 2 to 4 of something made in shitty-ass China.
Paying down national debt,
Yeah, that's important, Trump.
reducing taxes,
Gas, don't forget the
creating good
gas.
budgets,
We gotta get gas
helping
down some
Christie
more.
with the border and all of the other
We gotta get
things
that
we've
Keystone
built.
Pipeline
I've built
finished too,
hundreds of
President
miles
Trump.
of walls
We need to build
that
100
now
miles,
understand
hundreds, Trump, get on building those hundreds of miles of
border
wall
wall
on the
in first
fucking
administration.
pipeline.
But
We
we're
need that
gonna do
pipeline
that, and we're
completed
going
from
to
Alaska.
add more.
And we need to get some oil rigs back online too, President Trump.
The numbers are what's taking place. We had great numbers, but these numbers are topping my last administration.
Yes, they are. You're
And
doing a
Christie
good
and Tom
job.
Homan have done
There's
an
a couple
amazing
things I
job.
don't like that you're doing, but the
You know, it's
majority
an
of the stuff
expensive
I like.
process. This weekend, where they used to have hundreds of thousands of people standing there pouring through the border in Tijuana, Mexico, this weekend they had nobody.
Oh, wow.
You had a man sweeping this massive piece of concrete, which is, you know, the
Crackhead.
area where there's massive.
You ever notice that crackheads are
I've looked at
randomly
that during
sweeping the
Biden
ground like on
administration.
the middle of
You
the street?
couldn't see a piece
I've
of
seen
that
it millions
concrete.
of
There were so
times
many
in
people.
Chicago.
You couldn't, if you had helicopter shots, you couldn't see concrete. Now, this weekend, you had nobody there but a man with a broom sweeping it and cleaning it up. Pretty amazing. It's really
A
an amazing
crackhead
job.
with a broom?
But,
I
you
don't
know,
know, I'm
it'd be
just
used
making
for that. It'd be
jokes.
used
He
for
might
that.
not have been a crackhead
It'd
with
be
a broom,
used
but he
by
could have
the
been,
Department of Justice.
considering, I don't know if it was on the Mexican side or the U.S.
They
side.
have a fantastic job. So it's going to be used for a lot of different things.
See, why can't all the lanes go back to being like this? No stupid bike lane. Make a bike lane on the motherfucking
Depends on what
sidewalk
they're
and quit
adding.
blocking
Some
fucking
countries
traffic.
we have massive deficits with.
Oh yeah, we gotta get that national debt
And
down.
others it's
Joe
not that
Biden
way.
fucking
So-
exploded it like
That's
a
why it's really
fucking
they're all different.
like a
Every
big
country
cum
is,
shot.
Different. Some have certain advantages that others don't have. And certain things. We have some. China has a surplus of $1 trillion. I mean, the numbers are crazy.
So this is how all the
And
streets
others
used to be
have
in Chicago. Curb to
basically
curb,
no
you had
surpluses.
parking, 2 lanes
Some
on
are
each
pretty
side.
good.
Like, why can't it be like that anymore? Why do they gotta take up on both sides? Make the fucking side. There's not that many motherfuckers walking on the sidewalk outside of downtown. Make the fucking sidewalk smaller and make that into the bike lane and give us our second lane back on all the streets and give us our fucking parking
They've been
spots
very
back.
tough, but they were very
You
smart.
piece of shit
They were
mayor.
ready to announce
Brandon Johnson, number
retaliation,
2 of Chicago.
And then they heard.
Did you and
about
Let's Go Brandon,
what
number
we did
1,
with
Joe
respect to
Biden, have
China
lunch
and others,
yesterday?
but China. And they said, you know, we're going to hold back a little bit. They decided to hold back. I thought they were very smart. Look, the EU is very smart, but they really have taken advantage of the United States. They were formed for the purpose of taking advantage of the United States. And I don't blame them, and I don't blame China. I don't blame anybody. I blame the people that were sitting at that desk in that other beautiful Oval Office for allowing it to happen. Many presidents I blame. They should have never allowed it to happen. And I'm doing something that a lot of them wouldn't want to do. But I'm here, I do those things.
Yes, you
and
are,
we're gonna
President
make
Trump.
this country great again. We were taken advantage of by almost everyone.
They were
I
taking
said
our
back in the
lunches.
last administration, I would
Clumsy
actually read-
protocol
I don't
said,
have to read
how's
them
life
so well.
there?
I would read some of these.
It's a lot better in Chicago, and the roads are a lot less congested since they had all the immigrants and migrants hiding now inside their shelters, and they told them don't all be out on the streets driving your cars everywhere anymore. Traffic's been a lot better. There's been a lot less dangerous drivers out on the road from other countries driving without a license, so on and so forth. And then what did you say above that? Clumsy protocol. Sorry, avoiding potholes as I'm reading this. What do you think? Hold on. What do you think about the Trump the Trump protest? They're obnoxious, and we already answered that. They all look like Batman villains, like evil. The one looks like the Riddler.
We pay.
They look like the
hundreds of
Riddler.
billions of dollars.
The girl with the blue hair yesterday from the live stream, she looked like she might be a partner to the Riddler,
Wherever attacked,
or the
they don't have
or the Joker, possibly the Joker's other partner, or one of the Joker goons.
So
And she had that stupid nose ring too. Why do all them Democrats got them nose rings?
And
I'm not talking about ones that go through the side. I'm talking about the one that looks like a little bullhorn and they put it through their center of their nose on the bottom. Why do all Democrats have that? Very few Republicans have
How
that.
bad they are. Now that's a little bit of a defensive deal, but I'm talking about trade deals, the same thing. They're so bad, you would say, how come? And even when I'd renegotiate,
Because Bill Clinton, that's why.
I'd go
How
to a country,
come?
they'd give me everything I asked for.
Because Trump's the
I said, why didn't
boss.
somebody asked for it, like originally. They give me everything.
We're making
I
America
think
great
when-
again.
When they were negotiating, they didn't care, or they didn't ask, or they were shy, or they were very stupid, or they hate our country. Yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
it's that one, President Trump. They hate our country, along with the Democrats like Joyce Liu. She hates our country too.
Yeah, sure. Look, U.S. Steel is going to do very well now because of tariffs, and I don't know why they even need a deal. But the only thing is, U.S. Steel, if you go back 80 or 90 years, that was a behemoth in this. That was our biggest, most.
Yeah,
If we were
he's
around,
right.
we would have been very proud of it. Today we have different types of companies that are big. Google, it's not the
But we
same
need
as
to
US
steal
Steel.
to be
I love-
big in America
I love
again
big
too,
Google,
President
and
Trump.
I got to like the people that run it, very capable people. They didn't like me so much in the first administration, but they like me a lot now. I don't know what happened, but I like them. But, I think they would be the first to admit, when I envisioned, you look at some of those steel factories from 90 years ago, it was a different kind
They're
of country.
impressive.
But they were miles long. Today you see just empty hulks. Those hulks are going to be filled up very soon.
Hell yeah, they're gonna put our steel plants.
Tariffs. It
Daddy
was a
Trump's
different
gonna put
kind
our
of thing.
steel plants
But if I
back
didn't do
online.
that
Hell
in
yeah.
The first term, my first term.
The girl
if
you
I didn't put
described
tariffs
probably
on,
has no
we would
daddy.
have-
Yeah,
because
you're probably
China
right,
and others were dumping
Chumsy
steel.
Protocol.
Billions of dollars of steel.
But she also looked like a
Our steel
Batman
companies
villain
were
that's more than
all
likely a
closing. Every
Democrat.
fact. We wouldn't have one steel plant.
Did you
open.
see the live from yesterday?
yeah,
She
the
had
steel
blue
industry
hair.
is doing
It
very
was right
well,
by
but
the bank
soon
on
it's gonna be
Damon
thriving,
in
really
Milwaukee.
thriving, and those factories are going to be
The young
filled up, but
Democrats
more importantly, they're gonna build
Don't
brand new ones.
have their
Nucor,
daddies, so
so
they
many other
look
companies
into
called
weirdos.
Nucor,
Yeah,
big
you're
steel
right.
company.
And
They're
also,
building
not only
massive
that, they become
new
Batman
steel
villains
plants.
too
And it's
by
great.
doing so.
Likewise, car companies. We have many, many car companies. Three of them. I'm not looking to hurt Mexico, and I like Mexico. And by the way, I think the new president is a terrific person, a fantastic woman. We've had many conversations. She's a very elegant, just a fantastic person, and she's been very nice, very, very nice. But I'm not looking to hurt them. But we have 3 car plants that were under construction in Mexico. They stopped constructing,
Good.
and now they're going to build in the United States.
Hell yeah, that's
because
what's
of
up.
tariffs. See, we should have never let this happen, because whoever it was that was president at the time, we lost
Bill Clinton.
90,000
Bill
plants and
Clinton did
factories
this.
Since
He started it all.
NAFTA.
Bill Clinton with the free
90,000.
trade agreement.
It's not believable. How about that, Lori? You're in that sort of world of factories and plants.
Manufacturing, construction jobs, leading
Right, we're going to bring them all back. But think of it.
Hell
from
yeah.
That period of time, which
We're
is
gonna be
US.
making metal and steel
But
again
this
in the
is
U.S.
if you
Fuck
had
yeah, Trump.
on a big
And now
wall
bring
like
back,
this,
make General Motors
and
great
we
again, and
had
bring
things,
back our
90,000,
V8s, fucking
you'd have
Camaro,
I
Chevelle,
don't think you'd have enough room on the map to put the
Pontiac.
things.
Let's bring
90,000
Pontiac and
factories
Oldsmobile back too while we're
that
at
we've
it.
lost since NAFTA.
Let's make cars great again.
And it's not
Gas-powered
even-
cars in
about 6 million
particular.
jobs, really.
Or
Probably
hydrogen-powered
more than
cars.
that, but they say
Electric
6
cars,
million
I don't
jobs.
like them.
We're going to bring many of that back. I think we're going to bring more than all of it back. We're going to be better and stronger than ever before. But if a president, when they were leaving, said, "Look, you can leave, but if you're going to build a factory someplace else, And you think you're going to come and sell your steel or your car or any
Hell
product
yeah.
that you make your pharmaceuticals, which we're going to do when we get it all
Arturo's.
back. But if you think you're going to just, all they had to do is say this, and they wouldn't have left. You know, I said it the other day. I said it with respect to, I made a speech a year ago, and I told them if I win, we're going to charge a big, big tariff at the border. And people were thinking about building in Mexico.
yeah,
I
President
said,
Trump.
we have a big tariff. So if you want to build a car, you're going to have to pay 25% more than the cost of that car. You're going to have to pay 25%
Better
tariff.
start building in America,
They would have
GM,
never
General Motors.
left. They could have kept everybody. If a president said, if you leave this country, you leave Michigan, you leave Detroit, you leave anybody, any of our states, because to me they're all the same.
I agree.
I love them all.
100%.
I love them all, and I probably won them all, but they say I won most of them. I think I won them all, but that's okay. But all you had to say if you were the president is, if you leave and you think you're going to now fire all those workers, leave all that, everything behind, and you're going to build in another country and sell it any, and no, you're not going to. You're going to pay 50% or 100%. They would have never left.
No.
And all you had to say, Marco, is all you had to say very simply is, you don't have to write it down. All you have to do is say it verbally. If you leave, you're going to pay 100% tariff. If we don't leave, they would have never left.
Damn right.
They left 90,000 plants. I mean, so
90,000 abandoned plants in the U.S. Disgusting. All because of what Bill Clinton started with the free trade agreement. Disgusting.
that, but we'll get back to your original.
We're gonna get made in the USA
USA
back
is,
while we're making America great again.
He's a big name in this country. You know, Babe Ruth is a big name.
I like
you know, a
Babe
lot of
Ruth.
Big names, but not too many. US Steel is one of the great names in the
Oh, they're a
history of
steel
the country.
company? I didn't know that. I thought you were talking about the baseball
Normally I
player.
wouldn't mind so much. I would be thrilled with it, but to buy for a foreign country, and we love Japan, but for a foreign country to buy that cherished U.S. Steel brand, that's hard for me to do. And maybe somebody else may want it. The company Nippon that's involved with it is a big, powerful company.
And Trump's doing exactly what I voted him for.
Why can't
Bring
they
back
just build a
fucking
plant
made in
themselves?
America,
Why
get our
have to,
gas cheap, get
take
that Keystone
USS, as you know,
pipeline back
rejected the deal.
online,
Now they've come back
and
in a
most
different form. They're coming
importantly,
back as an investor.
make General Motor cars great again.
You know, I feel
All
better
gas,
about
no
that.
electric.
I
V8s,
know
bring
that
back our
very
big
well.
V8
I
engine.
know the thinking. It's the investor will invest
In production model cars, like this make a futuristic 70 to 72 Chevelle, make a futuristic third gen looking Camaro, bring back the Pontiac Grand Am, those are nice cars. Maybe also bring back the Firebird.
And again,
Also bring
I
back the
don't blame
Pontiac
China. I
Firebird.
don't blame
Let's
anybody.
also make a
If I
Oldsmobile
could have done
Achieva.
it,
Let's
I
bring
were
back Oldsmobile. But if we're not going to bring back the old
I have
companies
great
at bare
respect. I have great
minimum,
respect
let's
for
make
people that
Chevy
ripped off the United States.
great again.
All
And
we
have
had to
them
do
bring
was
back
have a
like
president
those
that
muscle
knew what
cars
the
that
hell
I
was
said,
going on.
futuristic.
And
I
none
make
of
them
those
look
countries would have
futuristic.
left. Those companies, none of them would have left. So
Yeah, Buick was pretty good
little
too.
lesson in
Buick
basic
GNX.
business. And it's really basic
Unfortunately,
business. It's not
V8s are
complicated
being
business. It's very
Blazed out
basic
because of physics,
business.
not
And
politics.
we'd have
Why do you say
every one of
that?
those car plants going just
I
the
think
way
I
they
know
were
why you're
30
saying
years ago.
that.
None of
But
them
our
would have left.
V8s
Now
could
they're
be
coming
improved
back.
more than what the little four-cylinder can do. And plus, you can't get that fucking badass muscle car sound with the fucking 4 or 6 cylinders.
Thank you very much. We had a very good
V8s will
meeting.
always be better than a fucking
about a lot of
4-cylinder or
different things.
6-cylinder.
Consumer
And it
prices
will
have
always
actually
go faster.
dropped. There's
At its
very
max
little
speed.
inflation. Everybody predicted a lot of inflation, very little inflation. Energy costs are down.
Like for instance, the 5th and
Interest
6th
rates
gen
are probably
Camaros.
down. They
Don't get me
staggered
wrong,
next-
those
they're
V6s
probably
had a
down.
lot of horsepower and torque, but nowhere near the
Prescription drug
V8.
prices are
Even with
to
a
down.
modified
Doing
V6.
very well. It's been amazing. We had a big day yesterday. There'll always be transition difficulty, but we had in history, it was the biggest day in history, the markets. So we're very, very happy with the way the country's running. We're trying to get the world to treat us fairly. This is something that should have been done 25 years ago, and it wasn't. Should have been done 40 years ago, and it wasn't. but no president was willing to take it on. But you had to. It's not sustainable. It wasn't sustainable. And, as you know, without a lot of money being added, which is a lot of money that we could add, the country is making approximately $2 billion a day. And when you think of it, we've never done that before, never come close to it. And the number is probably $3.5 billion a day. And that makes us a very strong country. But we have Scott here and Howard and some of the people that are working on deals, and the biggest problem they have is they don't have enough time in the day. Everybody wants to come and make a deal, and we're
Except
working with a lot
China.
of different countries, and it's all going to work out very well. I think it's going to work out really very well, but we're in good shape.
And it's going to work out well
There's
with
no
China
inflation.
too once
There's
they
really no
realize,
inflation.
hey,
And
we
I
got a
went 4
president
years
with some
without inflation,
balls.
and I tariffed. I took in hundreds of billions of dollars from China and others, taxes in China. But we took in
Tell me that wouldn't be cool though
hundreds
if
of
they made a
billions of dollars a
futuristic
year from
version
China,
like they did with the 69
and we
Camaro
had
and
no
the 57
inflation
Camaro.
section. So
That would be badass
we
if they
think we're
made
in
a
very good
70
shape.
to
We
72
think we're doing very
Chevelle with
well.
that same body
Again,
style,
there'll
but
be a transition
futuristic
cost
looking.
and transition problems, but in the end, it's going to be a beautiful thing. We're doing again what we should have done many years ago. We let it get out of control, and we allowed some countries to get very big and very rich at our expense, and can't let that happen.
China.
It's not a sustainable formula. So I wanted to just thank everybody at the table, and maybe I'll go around and ask some of you a little short couple of answers. Pete just got back from Panama, and he's been all over the place, and you want to give us a little report on that and whatever else you might have to say. Everyone at this
You a
table
little
is doing
thirsty?
an incredible job, by the way, I have to say. Incredible. And the relationships are, it's like they're friends. They're really, the relationships are very strong, really good, really strong. And these meetings are very good. And I think, I don't believe there's any other president that allowed the press to come into a
Biden
meeting
definitely
such as
did.
this. These are very sacred meetings. These are very private meetings, but we have nothing to hide. And I think it's good. I think it's a good, we want to be, a word you like to use, Jeff, is transparent. So we want to be
Way
transparent.
more transparent than
we'll do
fucking
that.
shithead Biden was. Joe Biden wasn't transparent on jack shit.
Panama Canal with their Southcom commander ships, F-18s, troops, and signed a couple of historic deals. One which is with the Panama Canal Authority, a framework for U.S. vessels, first and first.
Let's go. Let's start making some vessels again, too, President Trump. Trump's doing great things for America. And all these evil Batman villains, for some reason, want to fucking... They like giving money to
As well
fucking
as a naval station,
Ukraine
air
without it
station,
being a loan.
jointly
And Ukraine,
with Panama
that faggot
to secure
president
the
from
Panama
Ukraine
Canal
doesn't
from
even
China.
want... Oh, yeah, that's important, too. Securing the Panama Canal. I don't know why we let China take control of the Panama Canal. That's fucking disgusting. We let China take control of the Panama Canal.
Yeah, so we had a very successful trip there. President Molino sends his regards, very complimentary of the U.S. He's a great ally, and I think they want the communist Chinese out. And with our troops there partnering with their forces, we've got a chance to push them all the way out. So.
We've moved a lot of troops to Panama and filled up some areas that we used to have. We didn't have any longer, but we have them now. And I think it's in very good control, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Pete. Very good. Howard?
So, so we've have so many countries to talk to. It is, it's incredible. I think Scott and I, I'm not sure we could ever have enough time in the day to talk to all these countries because they want to talk and they want to talk now. And they come with offers that they never, ever would have come with, but for the moves that the president has made, demanding that people treat the United States with respect. We're getting the respect we deserve now, and I think you're going to see historic deals, one after the other. And then I'm very excited that within a week and a half, we're going to start with the gold card and the Trump card is coming out.
Oh yeah,
We're
the Trump
excited
card.
about that, and
Made in
that's,
America too, I
coming
know.
soon. So very excited.
I want a Trump card.
Good job. Linda?
What's the Trump
On
card?
a
I
couple
want
of
one.
fronts, we have been addressing the issue of anti-Semitism on campuses. There's been some grant funding and contract funding that we've reviewed, and some canceled, and some.
Oh yeah, get rid of
hold,
that
waiting for that,
anti-Semitism
while we do an
shit.
investigation. On the other side of what my responsibilities are in having education go back to the states, we're meeting and talking with governors. I was with this week all 50 commissioners of education around the country, and because we also want to provide them with tools and best practices as education does move back to the states. Making great progress, great response from the states, and very positive.
And what about colleges? You're holding back 400 million from Columbia,
From Columbia.
8 billion from Harvard. Can you imagine the money we pay Harvard? They have a $60 billion fund and we're giving them $8 billion. And we're trying to figure that out. And then they hire de Blasio, the worst mayor in the history of New York. And they hire the woman from Chicago who was a disaster, total disaster.
Who,
And they pay
Beetlejuice?
them massive salaries, and they're supposed to be teaching you government. That's not Harvard. That's not Harvard the way it used to be. So, do you have anything to say about that?
You tell President Trump.
Dollars you're holding back from quite a few.
Alright, like, subscribe, share, thumbs up, yo. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. What's up, Ted? Like, subscribe, share. Make sure you turn on the notification bell. And thanks for watching, yo.
Sit down and have discussions, and so